record and here. Today I'm going to talk about how to use our actually new function. It's been a while when we had that, but we kind of modify the function, how to compare a couple of functions or more functions, okay? So my name is Sergey Savastyuk. I have a PhD in applied mathematics. And what we're going to talk about today is the topic. So I'm going to really quickly tell you about trading plans and what are the odds of trading success and the ticker pages, and then comparison windows, comparison pages, instant trend group analysis, okay? And then talk a little bit robots, maybe instead of robots, I'll talk about portfolios. Okay, so let's go and see what we have, okay? So this is the very first page on our website, even before you log in, okay? So I logged out intentionally. And this is the window where you can compare two stocks. So for instance, you can go and type here Bank of America, for instance, and then here. So what you can do is either you can type here, let's say Wells Fargo Bank, right? Okay, so then this one is going to be activated, this button, or you can go just to view the Bank of America ticker page, okay? So you click here. You can see that window is pretty much everywhere on the website. And now we're talking at the Bank of America only, and this is the page. And then, as you can see, we provide quite a lot of interesting information. First, here, as you can see, you can compare Bank of America with, let's say, Wells Fargo Bank, and then again use that function compare. And why I'm talking about that, because that's kind of a new function for us. And you're going to be able to use that pretty much from any page, okay? So what do we have here? We have here quite a lot of interesting information, and that's where we are calculating the odds of success, okay? So for instance, you see here the article written, and we take into account several indicators, classical indicators, and then we are presenting them right here. So for instance, as you can see, this was a signal from RSI. It's a relative strength indicator. So what we do comparing with others, we not only give a signal, but we also do a back testing. So that means we went back and analyzed when the RSI signal was produced. And as you can see, we found 21 similar cases, and 17 of them gave us exactly what was expected. And as you can see here on this signal, the stock went up exactly as predicted, okay? But what is important to understand with the technical analysis and indicators, that not all indicators are working the same way, right? So here, you see, for instance, we're writing, let's analyze the bullish trend. And we found for the momentum indicator was a signal on March 17, okay? On March 17, but we still run the back test. We find the cases, what kind of cases? There was, let's say, March 17, today is 24th. So it's about 7 days. So we take a signal plus 7 days, find similar cases, 83 cases, and then 58 turn out positive, and then 70% chances of going up, okay? So what we do, we actually do the back testing, pre-calculated back testing, and present here the results, okay? So then we do fundamental analysis. We have our own ratings, and we rate the companies, and then pretty much present that analysis right here, okay? You can read that. As a result of that, we give the buy-sell ratings. Here, because I am not logged in, you can get it for free if you log in and then sign up, okay? But since you guys already watching the webcast, so that means you're going to be able to watch it, okay? So this page we call the ticker page, okay? So what is important, as I said, basics of a trading plan. What is a trading plan? Here, you see, what we do, now it's going to be easier to understand when we look at the example, right? So it turns out that there are different types of setups you can come up for different indicators, okay? And then what is important, then you do the back testing and you calculate odds of success. And then what is important is to combine all this information on the technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and then decide whether or not you're going to buy or sell. Okay, so what we do on this ticker page, right? So we kind of take all the information all together, okay, and then present it here. So in addition to that, we actually give you other interesting cases and also calculate so-called correlation, how well and how close this particular company like Bank of America is close to JP Morgan, Citigroup, and then Wells Fargo Bank. You see, we're calculating for you this type of correlation, and that's important for, let's say, different strategies like pair trading, okay? So now let's go ahead and type here, either here, so let me show how it works. You type here, let's say, Wells Fargo Bank, right? Wells Fargo, and now it's compare, and now I'm pressing that button, and now I see this type of a comparison. You see Bank of America versus Wells Fargo Bank, fundamentally technical analysis. Let's look. It is 79% correlation. Why it is important? Because when you know correlations, then you know that it's pretty much the same type of a behavior. So the correlation is the same type of a behavior. Almost 79% of the time, it behaves the same way. But once in a while, there are some discrepancies. Let's say here and there, you see they're very close. Here is the gap, right, between them. So we develop different types of strategies, including the pair trading. So then you, for instance, here sell short, this one you buy, and that's going to be your profit, right? But that's a different story. What is important, we give here analysis of two companies all together. So here we compare, you see, fundamental analysis, and then we looking at what is the for the Bank of America, what is the for Wells Fargo Bank. Then we compare in technical analysis indicators, and we look who is better. You see, they're pretty much the same, and that way using this analysis, and even we report when is going to be first date of the earnings reporting, okay? So that's a very basic, but as you can see, we collect a lot of information, and then we present that in the readable form and shape, right? And then you can read and then compare and make your conclusion, okay? So when at this particular moment, actually this information is kind of visible, but we kind of move into the direction when some of these parameters are going to be locked out of the visibility when people are not signed up yet, okay? So now let's go to login, and I will show you, you see with the Facebook, I like going through the Facebook. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let me see. Yeah, it's gonna be here. Yeah, so I logged in, And let me tell you the very important page here, it's a home watch list, okay? So that's where you can collect all the stocks you are looking at this particular moment and you're kind of interested in. And the most important feature here, actually quite a lot of features, is you can see that list could be long. And let's go back to this Bank of America. When you click here, you see the very first kind of view and very simple view, right? So then you can get exactly the page where we were. And as you can see, here is the situation that there are some bullish trends and the bearish trends, and the fundamental analysis is good. So the overall rating is buy. Okay, so you remember I showed you that here you can see the rating. Okay, now the next feature on that list. So when you buy the very simple subscription, you're going to be able to watch like kind of mid-range type of a recommendation. Okay. So then alerts, you get this, and the system of alerts, you get it here. So for instance, what is the price right now? $95. So that means this is Alcalar. I'm taking that one. As you can see, I was expecting it's going to pull back at some particular moment. I did it before, it didn't go. But what we can do, let's say now it was 95. Actually, it's going to be keep going 95. So what I can do here, let's say I make it 90. Okay. Okay, let me see this. So if I'm doing here a 90, so that means 90. So and here I'm going to make, let's say 95. So that means I'm going to get a notification when it's going to be crossing these numbers. So when the price is going to cross 90 and 95, I'm going to get a notification. Okay. So here I'm going to get notification if the signal is buy, and then if it is strong buy, now I'm going to get notification on strong buy. When it's sell or sell, strong sell, get me notification. So for instance, I like out of technical indicators, get me the signals on RSI and moving averages only, and give me the earnings report. I click here, save. Now I'm going to get notifications when these events just taking place, right? So I'm going to get email. So what else is interesting? Here we're showing you the range. One of the really good feature on this page, you can add the stocks or ETFs right below on a particular date. As you can see, I added this on November 10th of 2021, and I would have made 100% since then, okay? NVIDIA, I added on February 2nd, 2022, it's not a long time ago, I already would have made it 17%, okay? AMD, I added on June 24th. So you see, we are actually calculating for you gains since the moment you added to this list, okay? So for instance, I added Bank of America today, right? And as you can see, the zero, March 23rd on the prices. So it's going to be added actually tomorrow. And then it's going to be the date 25th. Okay, so today is 25th, they're going to start working from tomorrow, okay? So it's showing daily volumes and the changes of daily volumes, market capitalization. And what is important, you can also make a so-called paper trades. Soon, we're going to add the ability to connect actually this button to your brokerage accounts. So you're going to be able to trade directly from that button. So trade. And at this moment, it is just the paper trade. And you can make a trade, buy and sell, and then actually see how you perform as if it is your brokerage account. So you see, this is your My Paper Trades. You're going to be able to watch the results, okay? And if you want to view the news, there are all kinds of news about Alcala. You can read it right here. So it's a very useful page. It's kind of a portfolio, but it is just kind of individual stocks, ETFs, or like crypto, whatever, kind of in one list. And then when we talk about the portfolios, I will show you how to use another page, okay? So how to add, you can add it right here. Let's say if you want to add, let's say Facebook, you can, now I call it this one, add, and now it's added as a Facebook, okay? Right here, just depending if I added before, let's look. Okay, load more. Load more. Yeah, Facebook. Actually, I already had that added. It was added on the February 2nd, and you see it lost 7%. Okay, so this the additions I did on some particular days, and if Facebook is not performing, you just have a record that it's not been performing. Okay, Google at the same time since May 2017, 2021, it gained 22%. Okay, it's a very useful function, by the way, because you can add at any moment, and we're going to be calculating for you these percentages. Okay, so now what I wanted to show you also how to make kind of good stuff, how to get the good stuff out of here. So for instance, we have a really good function, so-called free trade signals. Here, like in the Facebook, we're giving you signals based on one only signal. We are not kind of presenting them in an aggregated way, but you see bearish trend signal for the particular stock. It goes like in a Facebook, and then we're giving you all kinds of interesting ideas, and they're free, okay? So another way, as I was telling you, to compare and get aggregated analysis of the several groups, here's a trick, okay? So for instance, if I want to extract the free trade signals feed, then I can sort them. Let's say I want to sort them by technical analysis. So I click here, then I'm going to see the new page with this, as you can see, these hashtags. So now I'm collecting the hashtags with the technical analysis. So all these hashtags now are going to be present with the technical analysis, okay? So let's say on the technical analysis, I'm interested in only moving average. So I'm adding another hashtag, okay? With these moving averages, I am getting all signals, free trade signals with the moving averages, okay? So now you see moving average, moving average. So if you forgot what the signals about moving averages, we're gonna give you a reminder what it is, okay? And you see, these are all signals, free trade signals, which have been generated for the purposes of moving average. For instance, I want to find all signals on the moving average from NASDAQ 100. I click another hashtag, and now you can see these are the all signals on moving averages. And actually here on NASDAQ, they are turn out to be approaching a positive territory, okay? You see, it just happened. They are actually just about to go up because the NASDAQ high tech was sold out, quite a lot, sold off. And you see all signals are green, and it's showing quite a lot of really good signals and moving averages with the good odds of success, right? So when you want to analyze deeper, let's say you like microchip technology, you click here, and now you can read more details, this article, okay, about the microchip technology, okay? So as you can see, I quickly covered for you the following. You see, I showed you how to look And what are the odds of trading success? It's pretty much our back testing and presenting for you the really good signals which are already back tested. I showed you ticker page. I showed you comparison windows. I showed you comparison pages. And this is the instant trend group analysis, okay? So I showed you how I can combine different groups and analyze them, okay? So let me go back, okay? So I'm here, right? So you see, I collected all technical analysis, moving average, and things like that. So one more thing, group analysis. What I can do is actually initiate the following. I can take the first 10 tickers, okay? So all of them are going to be with all these hashtags and move to anywhere on a website where I want, to pretty much any module. So for instance, I can take very first 10 and copy to the clipboard. Clicking here, you see on the clipboard, it's been copied. What I can do, just for demonstration purposes, I will drop here them to you to the chat, okay? So boom. So now in the chat, you've got that list, okay? So you can create a watch list. You can create a portfolio, okay? Is that the same? It is free to use, yeah, actually, yeah. Whatever I'm showing you, it's pretty much free to use, yeah, except you have to buy a basic subscription, only $39 per year to get buy-sell recommendations, okay? That's what I would recommend as a minimum, okay? But then you can move it to other tools, which could be premium tools, okay? So for instance, you can move it to the screener. And now I can move 10, or let's say I want to move 15 first to the screener, okay? I'm clicking, and now I'm getting a screener, quite a sophisticated screener. You see all 15 tickets right here. And now I see all of them really good list, okay, of stocks out of this list, okay? And this is the kind of a group analysis. Why? Because I can look at the fundamental analysis. As you can see, all indicators which we analyze, and they're here, okay? For the fundamental analysis, all our ratings. So we have valuation rating, profit versus risk ratings, and a lot of interesting stuff. What about, and here is a technical analysis. You see, it's a lot of green stuff. That's how we actually extracted that list. And I gave that list to you with a lot of green, right? So let me show you briefly how to use this list. Okay, so this is RSI. Typically, when the other people give you a signal on RSI, that typically back testing on the signal today, okay? But we give you a signal plus 7 days, because that signal took place 7 days ago. We say, okay, what is the back testing of a signal plus 7 days? It's 83%. Okay, our own indicator shows minus, meaning kind of showing kind of a 52, which is kind of nothing, and all others are still positive. Okay, Microsoft, you see all green. What it shows like, let's say, momentum indicator took place 4 days ago with a 72% chances of going up. So it's pretty much a good deal. So all this stuff is actually pretty good deals, okay? So here you can view all classical fundamentals where people kind of get lost, but that's where we take a fundamental analysis and produce our own ratings, okay? And here is the earnings and all data. It kind of with one click, you actually get the table, what was happening when they reported 1 quarter ago, 2 quarters ago, 3 quarters ago, okay, on the same list. Okay. So how much gain is considered to be success? pretty much if you can make $100 in a couple of minutes, it's a good deal, right? So it really depends on your portfolio. It really depends how much money you have. It's much more difficult to manage, let's say, like 1 million, much more difficult, okay? And then if you have 100,000, it's easier. If you have 10,000, it's more difficult because you don't have margin. It really depends how much money you have, okay? The typical percentages when the people make money and then manage that, if you have, let's say, enough money and you're making, let's say, 10, 15, 20% per year, it's considered to be really good, okay? But then you can look at the markets and then compare yourself with the markets and things like that, okay? Okay, so I think I showed you everything, and now let me go and show you what we have for portfolios, okay? Let's say I want to use wizards, and let's look at the wizards. I don't know. What are the good odds of success? Okay, yes. Okay, now I understand the question. Obviously, the range like 70–80% is good, but let me show you examples with the fact that we're collecting a lot of statistics. I will show you how it is going to be affected, okay? Let me show you on our premium tool, pattern search engine, just kind of stepping aside, okay? Let's go to pattern types. As you can see, what we have in the premium tools, like a pattern recognition system, and we go in and look at all kinds of stuff. Let's say like rectangular and then cup and handle. So let's click here, okay? I will show you. So let's say we go to the market and recognize the patterns, like from that point going down, up. It cannot break that line, going down and then break. And when it breaks like this third time, there is anxiety in the market. So what our AI can do, it can predict how far it's going to go, okay? It also gives you a confidence level, odds of success, okay? Now, it's pretty much the same, but here, confidence level, odds of success is pretty much the same, but for the patterns, we say it's actually it's a little bit more than odds of success. It's a confidence. We put here much more in that sense, but it's close. Okay, now let's look at how it's going to be effective. This is a 60+% of confidence level or odds of success. And as you can see on the historically, we discount, let's say 4,000 patterns, and 67% of them reach the target price, okay? Now, what you say, what is good? Okay, let's see what's going to happen if I say how many patterns I find if I have 70% of odds of success. Okay, you see the number of events is going to be fewer, right? But the chances of getting the target price is greater. So you see what happens. You're going to get fewer this type of patterns, but chances to gain from that point to this point, which is a target price, right, is going to be greater. But you have to wait longer. So let's say, example, I'm going to make 80% confidence level. You see, I have much fewer, 4 times fewer patterns, right? It's about 1,000 at the beginning. I have 4,000, but the chances of getting the success is greater. So that means you kind of a trade-off. How often do you want to trade? How much money do I have? But definitely in the range of like 60, 70, 80, 90%, it's really good because your chances are going up. And this is a real statistic. We kind of calculating that on a real type of cases and then showing this here. But that's a different tool because here I did that for the purposes of just demonstration and then answering on the question, what's good, what's bad, right? So 60, 70 already good, 80 obviously better, but you're gonna have to wait for that longer, okay? And that's what it is. Okay, let's go back here. And what I wanted to show you the portfolios, okay? Okay, let's go here. Let's start it all over again. Okay, investing, I'm gonna go to the wizard. Okay, let's see what the tool is going to present, okay? So this is a very simple, and it's actually out of topic for today, but since somebody asked, I will show you. Okay, this is a very simple way to build a portfolio, okay? Let's assume you are age of 20-25, and then let's say, allocate my cash because okay, so let's say I have 25,000, okay? And then it's important to set it up here. You see, you say it offers only ETFs, but actually if I unclick, I can add here ETFs, but I can leave only stocks, okay? So if I leave only stocks, then I'm gonna get a suggestion on stocks on this portfolio, okay? So it's pretty much 3 steps. I'm passive investor, active investor. Let's say if I say I'm active investor, I have the same cash, 25,000, I want stocks, okay? So let's click and see what's happening. So obviously, passive investor is an investor who looks, okay. So now, let me show you what we have here, okay? Pretty much for the active investor, you're not getting hell of a lot because you have to make additional steps. So for instance, one way of getting as an active investor, you can use the screener and then create some screeners. So for instance, I have here a few features I can use. Let's say some gold companies, banks with the price growth. So I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to get, it did offer me only one position because maybe banks now it's not good, okay? So let me see, internet software companies, gold. Okay, let's do gold companies. Okay, so let's see, gold companies. Okay, you see now I got suggestion on the gold companies. Okay, let's see what is here. Just portfolio. So diversification was not important, and all other stuffs you can adjust here, and then it's going to change. And now, how to allocate that portfolio? You see, allocation here is 0. Okay, so if you split equally, you're going to get just split equally 25,000. Or you can ask an AI advisor to allocate that. You click here, and now this is a suggestion how to allocate that, okay? And if you click finish, you're gonna get that being transferred to and create a portfolio for you. You see this gold stocks, you can name that portfolio as a gold portfolio, and this is a stocks, okay? This is for the active trading. Let's do that for the passive, okay? Let's do it again. So I'm gonna go here, wizard. Okay, now I'm saying I'm gonna be passive. I'm still gonna analyze at 25, and then this is a stocks, okay? That's gonna be longer term offering, not a very, okay. Okay, now, how to read that one, okay? Now it, for 25,000, it's important to understand that we here, let's look what is here. For 25,000, we kind of very cautious what to offer you. And here is other settings. Here, what is important is diversification is important. For the purposes of a long-term investing, it is important to actually have that set up as a diversification. So it's going to build diversified portfolio, and it builds for you diversified portfolio based off stocks, okay? So let's assume what you want to do if you want to edit that, okay? So if you do like that, so you always have to find the button edit. At this particular moment, you remember we set up find only stocks. We are looking at the offering out of almost 7,000 stocks, no mutual funds, no ETFs. If you want to add ETFs, then it's going to do that, okay? So what I did, I built a portfolio out of 4 positions, and then we believe that that's the kind of suggestion, okay? So let's assume what's going to happen if I add here another line. Okay, so now I have 20,000. Okay, so let me see. So I added here 20,000. Okay, now I'm going to move it to the portfolio. Okay, I have my portfolio out of 4, but I have 42,000. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get advice. Okay, so now I'm going to work that with the portfolio. Okay, now you see, we created for you a new diversified portfolio with a better stuff. What happened? We add in here out of 4. What it does, what is important here, look. You see, it added this couple of positions and then redistributed the cash according to the suggestions. Okay, and it's all out of stocks. Okay, let me ask, what's the market volatility for? What's the market volatility for? Yeah, this is a kind of more advanced stuff. When we analyze portfolios, we actually kind of presenting the volatility, either portfolio, market volatility. It is the, it's actually how volatile market is. Let's see, when you don't know, then you just type it, volatility, okay? So meaning, so what you do, okay, you type here, and then look at the images, okay? So you see what happens when you talk about market volatility, you say, okay, is that volatile? So what happens, there are functions which are calculate how much it moves up, down, up, down. So for instance, today you could be plus 15% and then tomorrow minus 20. It's bad, okay? In settings, yes. In settings, it's kind of important. Well, let's go back, I will show you. So I gave you the basics, okay? So let me look at that. Okay, in settings, it's quite important to set up volatility. When you set up volatility in portfolios, then what you actually do, you say how much volatility you can bear. So that means how much volatility you are okay with, okay? So from that perspective, you are saying if you set up high volatility expectations, so that means it's going to be one set of suggestions because you are accepting volatile stocks, okay? If you are saying you are accepting low volatility, we're going to be offering you low volatility stocks, okay? One more question. Trade. Yeah, okay, sure. Okay, so person is asking, Stuart, yeah, asking, do we really use it? In fact, we do, okay? So we right now in the process of connecting our development to the real accounts, okay? We already have several our own accounts where we're testing our algorithms and robots and portfolios, and then do it automatically, okay? So actually, I can tell you, just did a review of these portfolios today. We gained on real automatic trades on this quarter, we gained 10%, okay? So on all the money, pluses, minus, blah, blah, blah. So the quarter was about 10 to 20% a quarter, okay? So it's pretty much 40% a year on real trades, okay? But that's automatic trades, and we do it through the robots. Okay, so I'll show you the robots. So these are the robots, okay? So when you build portfolios, it's actually more like for the manual trading. For the robots, it's more for manual rating and long-term trades, okay? For portfolios. For robots, it's actually we're giving you exact moment when to buy and when to sell. But that's, again, not the topic of this webcast, but kind of obviously can present that to you. And now we're connecting these robots to our real accounts. So, and we're going to release that function soon. Let me see how soon, about a month or two. And then you're going to press put me autopilot, and then you're going to be able to get this type of results. So you see we're describing the robot, and then you're going to see this type of trades on your brokerage account. So you pretty much connect robot to the brokerage account or portfolio to the brokerage account, and those trades are going to be made automatically. That's how we actually look into the future, full automation. But obviously, the full automation, the question was what my personal kind of a routine. I can tell you that, but I'm showing you that if you subscribe to robots actually doing these routines automatically, okay? So these routines are described in the description of robots, briefly description, okay? And then we publish these results right here. You see, this is the gains, this is the losses, and then overall, it gives really a good statistic. You see, annualized P&L 51%, and then 78% correct trades. Okay, the positive. So it's a really good robot. Okay. So now my routine, when I was creating that software, obviously I've been trading like for the past 20 years. I did a lot of manual work, and now all these thirds being integrated here, and now we're creating these robots, and now we actually trading my own money, and we're going to start trading other people's money also automatically. Okay, but the question was about routine. What I like to do is go to Screener. Screener is the step number one. Screener home, okay? So first thing, and actually I did mention that, but actually didn't show, you see instant group trend analysis, okay? So I will show you, yeah. So I go here, group trends. So what we do, we're analyzing not only individual stocks, we're analyzing groups, okay? And here you can actually click on the industry, theme, and indices. I like themes. Themes is smaller than the industries. It's got a very few stocks. And now we see what's really going on. When you see this green, it means that it was gaining pretty much every time on 1 year, 6 months, 1 quarter, 1 month, or 1 week, and 1 day. So for instance, clean tech, strong buy, and it's been green for a year, pretty much on every interval, right? Fossil free, it's actually like green tech. Military, look, military right now moving up, right? So it's strong buy for the entire group. How many stocks? 6 stocks, okay? Let's see, space, okay? Supermarkets, food, okay? So what I'm doing always, I'm looking at this and seeing, okay, what's really people are buying, okay? And that's give me a really good indication. And I know that this number of stocks is small, but I can analyze them individually and then select and create the watch list and then some other lists, okay? So what else, okay? Ethanol, fertilizers, okay? With this war going on in Europe, there is some kind of a trend. I now kind of know approximately what's going on, okay? That's the first step, to understand what is really good. It's like you go to somewhere like a kind of market to buy something interesting, and you see, oh, there is a waiting line here, or people buying this. There is kind of cool stuff, right? So our screener kind of shows you cool stuff, pretty much, right? So if you click here, now you see what the people sell. Okay, also, what they sell, okay, they sell a lot of furniture stock, so that means the furniture now is not really popular. Consumers type of stuff, consumer specialties, it's not popular, okay? So that means the entire group is recommended to be sold. So that means if you want to buy dips, but then what you can do, you can take a group which is sell, put the notification buy and where it's going to reverse. And that's going to be a good signal. So you kind of play with that. But what is important, you get a sense what's going on, okay? But I like to really follow the trend. And I really recommend you to follow the trend rather to try to find when the trade it breaks. I'll show you here when I kind of like to explain what you should not do, okay? So here's the thing. You remember we started? Most people who start trading, they try to find this trend reversal, okay? But I keep saying that don't try to find this particular point because it is typically going down. And then I did my studies and then realized that psychologically everyone wants to find this point and then it's going to go up. Don't do that. That's the worst out of all the strategies, okay? So you better look at the trend continued, a little bit of a dip, but it should be going up, right? Or breakout, okay, on the patterns and other stuff we here present, okay? Why is that? I have a few pictures. Yeah, you see what is important that it is like half pipe sport, like it's kind of a person with skis and it jumps. You see, when you buy and then there is some inertia, you calculate it, you always gain. So your probability of success going up when you kind of follow the trend, right? Rather than kind of go to reverse. And that's another picture. I also like to show trend. When you have that herd, obviously when you make a noise from the left to right, this entire herd is going to move, right? So that's the reason I like group analysis. Group analysis is good because they move like a herd. So that means when you look at the group and then the entire group is thrown by, then the chances that is going to go up much higher if you select individual stocks or take the entire group, okay? So now, how to look inside? Okay, now, it's the first step. You kind of look at the theme, right? So then let's say you kind of like, you see Dow Majors, it's a group of 9 stocks. Let's say space, right? Or railroads, how many stocks? 5, right? So now I'm going to create a watch list. And I have a lot of watch lists. You see, I can add here watch list. Okay, I do like that. So today is 03, 24, 2022, rail roads, right? Okay, enter. Now I have a watch list. So that watch list actually can be transferred and opened tomorrow for the purposes of, let's say I came tomorrow and I go here, you see my watch lists. I have to refresh that because I just created a watch list. Okay, now I'm going to do watch list and what I have to find is what 03, okay. Yeah, what this one, railroads. Okay, now I'm opening this page. Okay, now I have railroads, and let's assume I'm tomorrow. I'm kind of want to look at the trend, and I want to look if I'm going to buy something. You see, all of them strong buys. It's a good stuff, right? So what I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm going to click here, and I can kind of explore what's going on. For instance, if I have another kind of premium tool, let's say pattern search engine or real-time patterns. Let's assume I'm a day trader. That's what I used to do. And I click here. Now it's another tool which takes this type of list, okay? and finds me all kinds of patterns here, okay? And for that purpose, I know that my AI finds really good patterns for this, and now I can confirm that I'm kind of looking to buy. You see, this is a triangle pattern, and I know their confidence, target price. I know I can make almost 2.5% with the time frame 15 minutes, okay? And if I don't know anything about that pattern, we give you here a really good description, and our AI finds that for you, okay? So what it means that I always look at fundamentals first and then technical analysis second. But that's how we build our portfolios, which you can find in the marketplace, okay? So for instance, what you can do, let's say portfolios, you can discover and follow those portfolios, or you can follow robots, okay? This one, okay? This is a group of portfolios which you can subscribe and follow, okay? And it gives you the percentages and how often we recalculate, and you can follow these portfolios, or you can follow it. This is not active, meaning that it's kind of active, but not for day traders. It's more like for the longer term traders or swing traders. And then here are robots for day traders mostly, okay? Okay, guys, also, do you always use the pattern search? No, not necessarily. I use it for the day trading, but let's see, if I really want to confirm some other stuff, let's say I like to go to Scanner, okay? When I'm going to go tomorrow, it's free. You go to Scanner, okay? Now you see my list, and what's going to be happening tomorrow, you're going to see minute by minute pricing change, okay? And here is kind of interesting data. You can analyze gaps and some other stuff. So I open this one, and now you see P&L. What is important to see the confirmations that from the moment our system is going to make a record tomorrow in the morning, it's going to be keep showing you whether or not the ideas which were extracted kind of on the day trading is still valuable, okay? So that's what it is. And then you can quickly read that here, or you can move it to your home watch list, okay? How to move it? Very easy. You see that bell set up. You see, nothing is set up. As soon as you set up even a single type of signal, even one, right? Let's say, give me a signal moving average, so mark D, right? So you save and start. Now this, you see, it's red. So that means now this thing was moved to the home watch list, okay, out of this watch list. So that means it's becoming kind of global, okay? So that's a kind of a thing. So if you like that, then I'm going to move it, and I'm going to be able to make a paper trade. So that's another way of recording. If you look at my paper trades, you see, so this has kind of been trading for quite some time. Let's see how many days. And actually, I will show one trick we here incorporated. Actually, Zoom is going to kick us out soon. Okay, so it's almost 2 years. I would have made 246,000, but I already not trading manually because I can put these robots on other pilots. Okay, so what it means I'm copying trades from other robots. Okay, I subscribe to unlimited number of robots. You see, I'm copying trades, and now in one list, I'm watching how those robots perform, and now you see it's actually doing really well, right? And what it does, you see, it shows you exactly as if it is a brokerage account, and that's how we're creating these capabilities. As soon as we connect this thing to my brokerage, and that's what we did, and we're already testing that. You see this button, my brokerages, okay? We already have that connection for me so far with testing. Soon we're going to release it to our almost 70,000 people. Okay. So as you can see, the robots are copying to me, and then it shows exactly the price, number of shares, entry timing, exact timing when it bought. You see, those are the opening. This was at the closing. This is the amount of time I've been holding that. Okay, this already position closed, made 15%. I can close that from my paper trades and so on. Okay, so use that for training. Okay, portfolios are good, but for kind of more day swing trading, actually the paper trades are better. And Zoom is going to kick us out in 5 minutes. Guys, last question. I did not expect to make this presentation so long, but I hope it was useful. Okay, one more question, and then Zoom is going to kick us out because that's going to be the end of the presentation. Okay, which brokerage do you use with robots? Yeah, we're right now making connections to TD Ameritrade, Alpaca, but that's kind of for professionals, and then developing right now for interactive brokers. These are three. Then we are also going to be already connected to Kraken, which is there for crypto. So that's pretty much for we're able to connect to. Okay, so Ameritrade, interactive brokers, Alpaca, and Binance and Kraken. Actually, already five. Yeah. So you see, this is the in testing, and yes, we do use all this stuff for now for the real money trading, and results are pretty good. Yeah. Okay, last question. I'm UK, any European brokers? Actually, interactive brokers, I think, if I'm correct, is going to be, not going to be, but accepting the international brokers, international users. That's the whole purpose of interactive brokers. They are kind of allowing to trade American and other equities. Do we have a data for European markets? Not yet. It's going to be our next step of expansion. But interactive brokers, you can trade American equities. That's their own kind of thing. Otherwise, you have to open an account in the United States. It's kind of tricky, but interactive brokers is good. Okay. That's okay. Thank you. Yeah, Stuart, you've been really useful with questions. That's about it, guys, for today. This video you're going to be able to access either in our channel. You see, we have a channel. We have a lot of content here. You can look at all my previous webcasts. Okay. You also can get a lot of free signals on Twitter and stock tweets. Okay. Let me see, move it here. You see, this is another, we're having quite a lot of free trade signals. You see, we kind of one by one selling them, and AI is working, okay? Then, so YouTube, then you also can access our videos right here in Academy. So go here, go to the videos, and this is a page, let's say you want to find all webcasts. You click here, and here you can find all my previous webcasts, okay? On different topics. And we also have mobile app. I recommend to get it because then you're going to get a real live notifications on our mobile app. We just released on Apple iOS. This is for the Google Play, for the Android. So we pretty much cover all the channels to distribute our information. But the most exciting thing is for us this year is going to be releasing a connection to the brokerage accounts, okay? That's all, guys. Thank you for being active. I like this interaction and I enjoy this company quite a lot today. Okay, thank you and bye-bye.